ready, Nick? Oh, Luce, you ready? Yes? Off we go? Okay, very good. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. August 25th, welcome to the first day of school. One down, 179 to go. I know Dr. Sortino is going to give us an update on that. Just a quick housekeeping. President Ciccarelli is unavailable. She has a conflict. And Ms. Ross, unfortunately, is not feeling well. So, queen for a day, I'm coming out of retirement. Real quick, open public meeting statement. In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, I wish to announce that the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the School District of the Chatham Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, place thereof posted in the Board Administrative Offices, sent to the clerks of the Chatham Township and the Chatham Borough, the Library of the Chathams, the Chatham Courier, the Daily Record, and the TAP. Mr. DeQuilla, would you mind taking attendance?
Sandro.
Here.
Ms. Peck.
Here.
Mr. Ryan.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
I'm here.
Ms. Weber.
Here.
And Dr. Zhang.
Here.
7, President and Accountant.
Excellent. If you're able, please join us with the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag's behind Dr. Sortino. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to which it republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excellent. Just by way of board comments, I just want to thank the teachers and the staff. I know Dr. Sortino is going to get into it, but what they pulled off this summer is nothing short than miraculous. So with that, I'm going to send it right over to Dr. Sortino because big day.
So as everyone knows, today was our first day of the reconfiguration in action, and the students at both Lafayette and CMS were phenomenal. They were so happy to come in. They all had a wonderful day, and throughout the entire district and all of the district schools, we really had a wonderful first day of school. While there were some transportation blips, otherwise district-wide, everything was extremely seamless and successful, and that is very much a testament to the professionalism and dedication of the custodians, maintainers, the teachers, principals, administrative staff. It was an excellent first day of school. So it's a great way to start the year, and I'm really thankful for everybody's hard work this summer in preparing it. Mr. Heap last month had asked for an enrollment update from some of the new developments that are present in the town. So just to give everyone an update, specifically Cornerstone, Arbor Green, the Ivy, and Enclave all have around 102 students total. So there's been an additional 102 students added to the district since the opening of those housings units. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Sortino. Mr. DeQuilla?
I did want to report that based on the July deadline, 3 of the existing board members have filed their petitions to be reelected to the board, Ms. Ross and Dr. Zhang for the township, and Mr. Del Sandro for the borough. So as long as there's not in excess of write-in votes, congratulations to the 3 of you at the, preliminary to the November election. On the construction update, out of the main projects, the high school roof has been completed. There's a minor complication in getting the solar panels reinstalled, but we're working on that, and it's being addressed. The middle school reconfiguration was completed right before school started. There are a few punch list items left. The HVAC units at the high school, Lafayette, and middle school. Lafayette's fully operational. There's 2 rooms down at the middle school. One unit was on back order, which we knew about. Another one had a malfunction, which is being addressed. At the high school, there was a startup with 4 rooftop units that is being addressed, but all of the rooms, with the exception of the one at the middle school, either had room air conditioners prior to the construction or the contractor put in portable units. So everybody had air for today, so everything was good and got minimal complaints about temperature. So that's the plus side. That's all I have.
Peter, anything that's keeping you up at night, construction-wise? I know you have a lot keeping you up at night.
It kept me up at night up until last Thursday, Friday, and put a little hiccup in the Saturday afternoon, but
But now,
All is good.
no concerns with the ongoing construction?
Not right now.
Okay, very good, thank you. And thank you to the board members who agreed to volunteer their time again and time away from their families, so thank you. Very good. Student liaison, Summer. Big day for you.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, as everyone for the most part knows, today was the first day of school for all schools in the Chatham district. So I just have a couple things to say about that. So obviously, it's pretty standard for most students, but we did have a very big and somewhat scary change for our freshmen. So because of this big transition for the ninth graders, this day was a little different because there was a delayed opening. So in this time, the freshmen come in during the normal time that they would usually come in for on any standard day. And our links leaders at the high school kind of help acclimate, yeah, sorry guys, it's been a long day. Help acclimate them to the high school and kind of be that friendly face and talk to them a little bit in the morning before they go have an assembly here, have their class assembly, talk about kind of what the expectations are at the high school and what to kind of look out for, and then they go back to these classrooms with the links leaders and talk to them again, and kind of the links leaders help to answer any questions. So, and these are basically just underclassmen that will help them throughout the rest of the year. They don't just stop here, they help them during any gym class and are there just to be a friendly face. So that is all I have for today. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more as the year goes on, but yeah, all for today. Thank you.
Excellent, very good. Thank you, Summer. Congratulations on your first day, last day, first day. Very good, thank you. Moving on to committee reports. Personnel, I'm the chair of that. We haven't met, but we will be meeting on September 12th. You'll see all the fruits of the HR's department's labor in the agenda. There was a ton of work that happened over the summer, and Dr. Sortino, we're in good shape staffing-wise.
Wonderful shape.
Again.
We're actually fully staffed in each of the district's buildings for the first time in a long time. There may be one or two paraprofessionals that we still need just from new entrants moving in. Otherwise, we're fully staffed, which is a great way to start the year. It's also a testament to the culture and climate of the district and the professionalism that everyone dedicates, so great news.
Excellent, thank you. Let's tell the SUSU that we were able to fully staff. Very good, thank you, Dr. Sortino. Ms. Ross is not here for curriculum. I don't think they have met either, correct, Mary? They will also meet on September 12th. Sending it over, I'm going to send it over to Mr. Ryan for finance.
Yep. Finance Committee met last week. We received a transportation update. There were 3 new bus routes added, giving us a total of 11 bus routes. There are approximately 15 students that applied for subscription busing that are on the waiting list that we may not be able to accommodate due to the costs. Received a construction update about most of the summer projects have been completed before the start of the school year, with the exception of a few punch list items that Mr. DeQuila just mentioned. We discussed a per diem rate of pay for teachers moving rooms over the summer into the different buildings, which is part of their contract. We had some residency concerns that we're still evaluating. We need to obtain some more information about some residents that have not moved into their new homes yet, and we're obtaining some more information about those situations. We also discussed the increasing number of free and reduced lunch students and additional expenses that we may incur based on some of the status of that. We authorized the use of drones for football practices, and we started to discuss a preliminary capital budget and some projects that would be included in next year's budget. That's it.
Mike, just a quick question. At one point, I don't know if it was last meeting or the previous meeting, we talked about needing to replace the turf fields again, Haas and Cougar. Haas is getting particularly worn. Is there any appetite to maybe lock up Haas because it's getting awful abused? One time I was there and I asked the gentleman if he would take his dog off the turf because the dog was peeing all over. He told me to go to hell. Sorry, Summer. That's a quote. And then there was another time I was watching the ladies lacrosse, like a championship game, and the ref had to stop the game, ask our previous AD to get a bag to pick up poop that was on the ladies' turf field. So I don't know, if we can bring it up in committee, talk about locking Haas, because it's the ladies' primary varsity facility.
We discussed both Haas and the other fields as part of the planning process for the next year's budget.
Okay, this is specifically about locking it.
Locking it where?
At the front,
Is that gate?
The
So you
gates.
can't run your dog in it?
There's two gates.
Both?
There's a gate,
Yeah, for the equipment?
no, there's a gate we can bring drive-through off of Eller's Drive, but then there's one behind Eller's Drive that goes to the woods.
oh, I don't mean the whole complex.
Oh,
I just
okay.
mean the turf.
Turf you could definitely lock, easy.
No, I just mean the turf,
Okay.
not the whole thing.
I
Have
thought
that-
you were talking about
Because I
replacing
do
the
walk
turf.
my
I'm
dog
sorry.
back there, but I always clean up after her. He's never on the turf.
I'm sorry,
I
Mike.
thought you were talking about replacing turf. I didn't realize you were talking about
I'm
eliminating access to it.
That's correct. Because we can't replace it right now, in order to extend its longevity, is there any appetite to locking it?
I don't see why we wouldn't if we can figure it out.
Say that again.
I don't see why we wouldn't lock it
Okay.
if we could, if it's easier enough to do.
I mean, it's the ladies' main,
Is there a maintainer there every night at the middle school?
yeah,
Or a custodian every night? Is there a
not
custodian?
overnight, but,
Till 10.
So just lock it up at like 8 o'clock at night, dark time or something like that, or, right?
or after the ladies are done with it.
Well, which would be dark because it's not lit.
Right. They do soccer practice right up till 7 or 8? Okay.
Someone else might be on it, like, there might be a rec team or something on until dark, but no reason why you shouldn't lock it after dark.
Okay. Is that a policy thing, Mr. Ryan, or is that just a what do we all think and raise your hand, or?
I think it would be a policy issue, but I don't know. We can talk about it.
I think at dark it's a
It
good
seems
time.
pretty simple.
Yeah, I
Right.
just.
I don't think we need a policy for it.
Okay.
It seems like a general thing that maintenance would be able to do for us.
Okay.
right?
Does anybody else have objections to?
But someone's gonna have to unlock it every day because I'm sure there's teams that use it,
Well, the middle school needs it for recess.
I mean, first thing in the morning.
Right.
Someone's gonna have to unlock it.
Is that
for-
arduous?
Procedurally, I believe we could accommodate that. We could unlock it. I don't think that that would cause an issue, Pete, do you?
No.
No issues administratively?
The custodians typically, I don't know if you're familiar with going back there, but where the tech office is, across from the tech office is the custodial maintainer spots. So
Right.
the custodian goes in the back way. Even if he didn't open it at 6 in the morning, it's easy enough for him to go out at 7:30 before school starts.
Okay.
And if people are cutting through, walking to the school from Ellis Drive, they don't need to walk on the turf to
Right.
get to school. So
Correct.
even if the PE teacher opened it at first class, it's not a big crisis.
Okay. Let me rephrase it. Does anybody have any Sally, you're about, does anybody have any objections to preserving Haas Field and locking it up?
No, I think we should lock it up. And I'm just wondering if it becomes procedurally difficult to do at Cougar Field where there's no custodian. Because we should be locking both of them.
Right.
All I know is people go down to Haas quite often because it's in a neighborhood. So
Right.
kids are there all the time.
Sure.
Which I don't mind, it's happy, friendly voices. It's all, they're there a little later at night.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't really be on the turf because that can get ruined.
Right.
So you have it.
My understanding is that some kids are riding e-bikes on the turf. There's also been a large amount of excrement and garbage, broken glass, things of that nature that are creating some safety concerns. And the fields are incredibly expensive to replace, so I think our goal is to try to maintain the current field throughout the school year if possible, so that it's not a safety hazard.
So what are your thoughts on Cougar as well? Are there e-bikes up there, or it gets less after hours use because of where it's situated?
I think my understanding is less of an issue at Cougar, more of an issue at House, from what our athletic director has shared with me.
Okay. Well, then, I guess we'll wait to see. Peter?
The other issue at Cougar, the fence around the turf field is larger, so it's easier to keep people out. The other thing, there is an access driveway with a big gate to get a truck on. That should always be locked. And to access Cougar, it's kind of like the turnabout. So an individual can get in, but it's much harder to get a bicycle or any other equipment in.
Well-
Now, 5 people can go with a case of beer and sit on the bleachers and drink, that won't keep them out, but
Well, I'm more concerned about the young cherub that lit the field on fire.
no.
so that they can walk through
Yeah,
and, we
that-
just need to preserve them. They're like $1.5 million to replace each.
I know. I mean, we can lock both. I think the whole reason they were open in the past is trying to let the community have access to the fields.
Yeah,
But
this
if-
is the definition of one bad apple.
Yeah, if the community doesn't want to take care of what they're allowed, that's,
But,
the
you know,
question.
then it becomes a safety hazard. If you have ditches in the turf, we're going to have more ACL tears, we're going to have more ankle twists, we're going to have more kids getting hurt. And again, not the whole complexes, just the turf.
I get you.
Have had it on the grass. But clean up after your dog, please.
Even on the grass.
Yeah, even on the grass.
I mean, it's not that hard.
Okay, so no objections?
No objection.
No objection.
Is that okay, Dr. Sartino?
Yes, thank you.
Very good, thank you. Policy, moving on, Mr. Ryan.
Okay, Policy Committee met last week. The sunscreen and spectator policies are ready to go. You'll see those on the agenda tonight for adoption. We continue to discuss 5118, that's the non-resident policy. We're going to continuously review the policy for modifications because every once in a while a unique situation comes up that may not be addressed in that policy. So that's going to be a constant revision of that, I think. Further discussion was had about free and reduced lunch, which I discussed in the finance update. The cost, the number of students that are eligible has increased significantly. We may need a more detailed policy about additional items that may be covered under that specification, such as yearbooks and other things that we may want to or need to provide for that segment. And the healthy workplace policy, we're continuing to explore samples from other districts to see how we can improve that.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, quick question on the expectations for conduct of, visitors, spectators. How does it get enforced if one of our parents misbehaves at a visiting field or a visiting spectator misbehaves at our field? I know we can impose some sort of discipline in our own facilities, but is it just too bad? You can do what you want
Well,
visiting?
our students are still subject to the code of conduct
The students, I'm
when
concerned
they're
about
away. I don't know what we can do about
Right.
our parents
Okay.
away at a,
I didn't know if it was discussed or if there was some, because everybody has to adopt this, correct?
Yeah, but
Yes.
I don't think the policy made reference to on our fields, right?
I think what would occur is if it's a visiting family, watching a game on our field, or we're at another school and a parent of ours acts inappropriately, the athletic directors would be made aware, and then the discipline or consequence would be imposed in accordance with the policy. The goal is really to monitor spectator behavior in all the games.
Sure.
Regardless of the location.
Okay, thank you. I thought maybe there was some reciprocity since everybody had to adopt this. Okay,
it's purposely vague
yeah,
about
What?
away.
okay. I call this the don't throw a water bottle at the ref policy, which actually happened. Somebody didn't like a handball call. Yeah, tool. No. All righty, thank you, Mr. Ryan. Any other questions for any committee? Nope, excellent. Any liaison reports? The only thing I'd like to mention in the borough, which impacts the township and the borough, they're running a Hometown Heroes banner campaign. Councilman here is on the committee for selecting, so it's any family member or any veteran in the township or the borough, you can apply and you get one of those hometown banners with your family member on it and their dates of service and a picture of them in uniform. So if you can apply, it's on the borough website, right? Thank you, perfect. Again, that goes for not just the borough, it's township and borough, and it's family members. It doesn't have to be somebody that only lived here, it can be a family member. Okay, great. Very good. Then I would like to make a motion to pass the minutes of the July 14th public session.
I second it.
All those in favor? Oh,
Aye.
Aye.
who has to abstain, Peter?
All good.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Duly noted, minutes from July 14th, passed 7-0.
Excellent. We're moving on to our first opportunity for public commentary. Hearing of the citizens during the public commentary section of the agenda is an opportunity for any member of the public to be heard about issues which are or are not topics scheduled for the current meeting. To help facilitate an orderly meeting and to permit all speakers to be heard, please limit your comments to a reasonable length of time. If you would, the microphone is back there and there's a sign-in sheet if anybody would like to make a comment. Mr. Heap, Mr. Strickland. Mr. Strickland, did I mess up that Hometown Heroes? Okay, if I did, just correct me, please.
Happy summer to all. It's closing fast. Quick comment. It's kind of disturbing to hear that our turf fields might be getting trashed, especially people riding e-bikes. These e-bikes are not going to, something's going to happen. It's not going to come to a good end. The police are at their wits' end about these things. And I'm just wondering, do you have now, or is it possible to put cameras near the fields? Everybody else has got cameras, so why not you? Thanks.
We do, oh, sorry, Councilman Strickland.
Justin Strickland, 44 Minton Avenue. Along those lines, the e-bikes and the Mr. Heap, I think I volunteer to work with the police department as a member of the council to try to partner with the schools to maybe do like during open house, maybe have the police show up at open house and have a table set up to educate parents about e-bikes if you guys are interested in doing that, just so that there's more awareness, because I think a lot of the times the parents may not be fully understanding the magnitude of their purchase and maybe the laws associated with their purchase. So the police are there to help, and they have a lot of great information that they can share. So if parents are purchasing, they can either reach out directly to the Chatham Borough Police Department and they'll happily share as much information as they possibly have, or maybe we can partner to also share information at an open house. So I'm going to sign my name and follow the rules.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comments?
Emily, question. They have any kind of program in the schools to teach kids how to ride their bikes
Not on the field?
in a respectful manner around town?
Safety?
Yes.
There are bicycle
I
safety.
mean, because they did when I was a kid. I was wondering if they still
Third
do such
grade?
a thing.
That still exists, yes.
What's
The
that?
The rodeo,
The bike rodeo?
yes.
Okay.
That's third grade, isn't it?
It's a long time ago. Yeah. I'd have to look into specifically what grades it's offered, but there is also information offered throughout health courses, but I can circle back with you.
Do you need a license to drive those? Moped license?
The e-bikes?
Yeah.
To my understanding,
No, they just saddle up and they're going 40 miles an hour without a helmet on anywhere the hell they want to go.
Depends
It's
on the
kind of
speed.
scary.
The ones that go like 25
Oh.
miles an hour, you don't need it.
Councilman Strickland?
On the e-bikes, there's different kind of classifications, class 1, 2, and 3. And if it's a class 3, it is qualified as like a moped, and you do need a license. And if they have those, then they're technically not supposed to be able to drive them or ride them unless they're a certain age and they have an insurance and registration. And there's a mileage limit that if it goes over a certain mileage, it then qualifies for having to have a license and a permit and insurance and registration. So the police department has all the information. It's very good. So if you're interested in that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, we're going to, Doctor? No? Okay, we're going to close public commentary. Councilman Strickland, I hope to see your banner up there. Councilman Strickland is a career Army veteran, so I want to see your banner right in the center of town. Is there any, do you think the parents don't know that they need insurance, registration, moped licenses, or you think they do know? Because you're spending, these are not cheap, right? They're like $2,500?
The class 3 e-bikes, they go like 50 miles an hour. That's what we're talking about. They're motorcycles.
So they're like faster and
We're not
fastest.
talking like the little ones that go 20 miles an hour and assist you in going.
Right.
That's the problem.
Huh. Somehow we got to get that out, Justin, so maybe folks don't even know what they need. And but I agree with Mr. Heap, something's going to happen and it's not going to be good.
No, that will not be good.
So,
We also talked about this before when they were simply just bikes, right? About potentially, banning them on school property because kids are flying down Lafayette. But those were just bicycles at that point.
Right.
Now they're getting more sophisticated and faster, and maybe we can think about, I don't know if we can, but maybe eliminate the use of those Class 3 e-bikes on school grounds. That would prevent Class 3 e-bikes from flying down Lafayette to get to the middle school.
But who's going to police that? How are you going to know what the difference is between a 3 and a 1?
I don't know.
There's no way to know. They're all trained.
Well, that would be up to Chief Miller and Chief Gibbons to ask
Right.
their Class 2 officers if they could check licenses, but I mean, that would be their call, law enforcement.
And ticket them as they sit on the bike racks. Put a ticket on their bike rack.
Someone's going to get hit by a car.
Ticket
Yes.
them.
Or hit somebody else, hit a pedestrian with one of those bikes.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Especially when they come the opposite way, because you're not looking that way.
But I think you have to, there's a different level of them. Someone can also get hit by a car doing 30
Oh,
miles
sure.
an hour straight down a hill
Yep.
in a regular bike and standing on top of the steering wheel or whatever they do, right? Like we used to do as kids. I
Without
don't know,
helmet.
where you,
Okay. Summer, do you have any thoughts on that? Or no, you're staying out of it, and I'm cool with your staying out of it.
I do see a lot of kids, I mean, I don't know how that works, but, I don't know, there's definitely a lot of kids, I feel like, that use it for transportation that I feel like it's important for, but I feel like there's a fine line between, like, if you're gonna be really dangerous with it, so not really sure
Okay.
the ideal would be what to do about it, but I feel like there's a lot of important aspects to having that as well.
Sure. Okay. If you can ask your contemporaries to keep them off our turf field, that would be swell.
She drives. Her contemporaries are driving now.
Yeah,
so
that's
she's-
true.
They don't care about the
The
bikes
other-
anymore.
I think at the middle school last year, didn't the police come and do a workshop for the middle schoolers about it? And maybe that's something we could do again?
That's absolutely something we could do again. They also came to the high school to check students as they were arriving on campus to see what type of bike they were riding and remind them the rules around it. That was extremely helpful, and I can absolutely reach out for that again.
Oh, that'd be great. I think that would be helpful. New year, might as well refresh it. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to move on to the regular agenda, which is action-packed. I'm going to start with personnel, action items A1 through A25, and there are no addendums, right?
There is none.
No. Can I get a second on A1 through A25?
Second.
Thank you. I just wanted to call out a retirement, item number 1, Beth Polson over at Washington Avenue. She's retiring at the end of this year. Gosh, she's been here for such a long time. She's had such an impact on so many students at Washington Avenue. So I know you're going to be here for the full year, Mrs. Polson, but thank you for your tireless service. Any other questions on personnel?
All right. Agenda items A1 to A25. Ms. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Del Sandro.
Yes.
Ms. Peck.
Yes.
Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
yes.
Ms. Weber.
Yes,
And Dr. Zhang.
Yes.
Agenda items pass 7-0.
perfect. Thank you very much. Moving on to finance. Mr. Smith?
Yes, I would like to move B1 to B18 to a vote. We have 2 donations. One is from the Special Olympics New Jersey Unified Champions School Grant Program in the amount of $3,000 for the work performed by Christine Cavallo and Amy Schwartz. It's to be used for the CHS Play Unified program this year. Thank you for that. And then we also have a donation from the Wellness Grant of $24,000 from the School Health Insurance Fund to fund wellness activities coordinated by Human Resources. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Any questions on
I'm
finance?
sorry, I missed 3 other ones here.
Oh, sorry about
Kind
that.
of hidden at the end. We have a donation from the Chatham Booster Club, a donation from the Chatham United Soccer Club, and a donation from Morgan Stanley to the Lafayette School. So thank you for all those as well.
Huh. Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Bradley. Peter?
Agenda items B1 through B18. Ms. Allen.
Yes.
Mr. Del Sandro.
Yes.
Ms. Peck.
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
Yes.
and Dr. Zhang.
Yes.
Agenda items passed 7-0.
Excellent. I'll just move curriculum in Mrs. Ross's absence. I would like to move curriculum C1 to C6 on the regular agenda and no addendum.
Second.
Thank you. Dr. Sortino, I see you have 2 student teachers. Thank you for, or Mary, sorry, Dr. Donahue, for bringing on student teachers because there's such a shortage, and if we can get them early and young and hook them in, you know,
It's a great kid.
and it's a tremendous amount of work for your staff. It's not an easy task.
They're invested.
The best part is that one of them is part of the TAs to Teachers program, and we've had a lot of success with that, with our paraprofessionals that enroll in Ramapo and then become teachers that then we have the opportunity to hire. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's fantastic, but not without work on your part, so thank you. Go ahead, Peter, I'm sorry.
All right, agenda items C1 through C6. Ms. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Del Sandro,
Yes.
Ms. Peck,
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
Yes,
and Dr. Zhang.
Yes.
Pass, agenda items pass 7-0.
great, thank you. Over to you, Mr. Ryan, for policy.
Okay, moving agenda item D1 for a vote.
I second it.
Any questions on either of those policy or anything policy related? Okay, Peter.
Agenda item D1, Ms. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Del Sandro,
Yes.
Ms. Peck,
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
Yes,
and Dr. Zhang.
Yes.
Agenda items pass 7-0.
excellent, thank you. Board business, does anybody have any additional board business? I just had a question, Dr. Sortino, on, maybe it's to you, Peter, on the enrollment numbers that you just provided. Are most of the facilities fully enrolled or fully occupied?
Enrollment seems to be rolling for many of those. In particular, we continue to get students from the Ivy and Cornerstone. Arbor Green appears to have slowed down.
Okay. Arbor Green's the old skate park, Cornerstone's Charlie Brown's, Ivy's
Yes.
down on River.
Yes.
And the fourth one is the Christmas tree farm,
Yes,
Enclave? Okay,
yes.
okay. So the only one, the 2 that are still sending kids are the Ivy and the Cornerstone?
Ivy and Cornerstone,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
People with tons of money.
Does anybody else have any items for board business? Dr. Sortino, do you have anything else for us?
I do not.
And do we have an executive session today?
We do not.
Excellent. Great, so we have our second opportunity for public commentary. Again, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves and saying a howdy. Took your line, Justin. Justin, maybe you can help us with the hooking up with the police and getting more education in, so that'd be swell. I know you're part of public safety. Okay, great. No additional public commentaries? All right, then I make a motion to close the meeting.
Is that a record? That's a
No, not a record. I've done it in 28 minutes.
I think it's a record since